she is a wealth psychologist. Never heard of a wealth psychologist. She's also a human behavior specialist and an author. Are we ready, guys? Cool. Can we welcome Ilze? Can we give her a round of applause? Can we welcome her? All right, so as I said earlier on, she's a wealth psychologist, right? And a human behavior specialist, right? That's correct. All right, so I'm going to tell you guys why I decided to get Ilze here. 2 years back, I nearly bought a car by mistake. I'll tell you guys what happened. So I went to the dealership because I really, really love cars. And I looked at this car. I really, really liked it. And then the salesman, because you know how these salespeople are, he was giving me a look. And then he put me in the car. He said, sit in the car. He closed the door. He let me start the car. He let me open the window. He kept telling me, hey, Maria Shala, le moto. And I was this close to leaving with the car. But it made me think about what happens with your mind and making decisions when it comes to money. So things like instant gratification, retail therapy, all of those things. So hence we've got our wealth psychologist. Her name is Ilze Alberts. She's going to be with us for a couple of minutes. And if you guys do have questions, she's been brilliant to bring us a couple of books. So can we also let these books rotate as well, Ilze?
For sure.
Cool. So these are one of her books called Passing the Torch. It's all about wealth and creating wealth within your generation and your household. So we'll be giving away one of these books. Two of them. So we got two of them. Okay, cool. So if you guys have any questions, please do let me know, yeah? And we'll let the book go around. We settled? We good? We happy? All right, cool stuff. So, Ilze, my first question to you is, what is a wealth psychologist? What do you actually do?
Well, I am a psychologist. I'm registered with the Health Professionals Board. But I have also, in the last 5 to 6 years, started to really focus on the mindset of wealth, the psychology of wealth. I am, as far as I know, South Africa's only wealth psychologist, and I help people to unlock the power in their minds, to connect with their authentic visions, to make it a real high priority and a high importance in their values to create wealth, and to have a big enough reason, a why for wealth. Otherwise, you will never, ever create it.
Wow. All right, so we've got the only wealth psychologist in the building. That says quite a lot. Hey, we've tried, we worked hard to get you here. So, Ilze, you've obviously got a lot of different clients that you help to deal with wealth and with money. What are some of the misconceptions that you get? Because, you know, sometimes when I talk about Youth Money Circle, people will say, yeah, but I'm not rich, so what am I doing at that event? So people always have misconceptions about money. What are some that you deal with when you have your clients?
Well, that people think to create wealth is a short-term period, that will happen quickly, where the only way that you will create wealth in your life is if you through delayed gratification and having a strategy, and you follow that strategy year after year after year. Another misconception is that it is only for the few, the lucky ones that can have wealth, that money doesn't grow on trees, that is difficult. It's not difficult, it is a choice, and it is an absolute dedication in your action steps for many, many years to build up your wealth.
All right, so I'm going to ask you guys a question. I just want you guys to be honest, maybe 3 or 2 people. Do you guys think money can buy you happiness? Can I? Yes. Are you guys saying yes or no? Which one is it? Maybe. Yes. Okay, can I have at least 2 people put up your hands if you've got a certain answer? You saw with your answer. Right, raise the mic. I want to just hear from you guys.
Yes, it can buy you happiness.
Why do you say yes?
Look, when you have money, you have power to make your own choices, your own decisions. You can wake up in the morning, tell yourself, you know, money is a compass. It becomes your own compass. I can get from here, I can go to London just for coffee, come back. I can go buy ice cream in Paris.
Okay.
So money does buy happiness.
It buys happiness. So when you're flying on the private jet, you are happy, you're smiling, no stress in the world.
That's what we aspire to. I would do that.
All right, let's move it to somebody else. I'm interested to hear what people really think about this.
Okay, morning. So I think when it comes to money, it's about finding happiness with money. It's about within reason, right? So you're being successful, making money only goes to a certain extent to make you happy. Because at the end of the day, I think like Warren mentioned, you could have 40,000 Rand and that's income coming in, but you're spending more. So it's your relationship with money that sort of helps you determine your happiness.
Okay.
So if you have the wrong relationship with money, whether you have it or not, it's irrelevant.
All right,
because it's going out.
so it comes down to the relationship status with your money.
Yeah.
All right, cool stuff. Maybe two more people. I'm just interested to hear. Do you think money can buy you happiness? I mean, I've often heard people saying, I'd rather cry in a Lamborghini than be on a donkey and be on a bicycle. So maybe just two more people. Where's the mic?
I think it's no.
You think it's a no? Why?
Yeah, because you can't be happy just because of money. Some people are rich, but then they are lonely. They don't have anything to do, even if they have money. So it's a no.
So money can be lonely. Okay, one more person.
It's a no.
It's a no.
Money can't buy your last happiness because if you have money, you'll be happy up to that point, but it doesn't last.
It doesn't
So
last.
it's just a no.
It's a no.
Yes.
All right, cool stuff. Okay.
This is my girlfriend.
But look at this guy. He's living a nice life.
$10,000. Not really a major shopping day.
Gold diggers. I'm one of them.
So these are actually made out of an eel.
I match my watch to my car, and my car to my shoes.
I feel so jealous right now.
This private jet only for me.
Just looks like your tits are saggy.
He does not like being naked.
Oh my god, I look so good!
Daddy's here.
Yo, guys, I don't know about you, but hey, those people look really happy, yo. I mean, even that dog, you see how happy that dog, I've never seen a dog that happy. It's got a uniform and everything. So I guess we've got to ask the world psychologist, can money buy you happiness?
Well, I have played you this video, the rich kids of Instagram, to start my answer with a tongue in the cheek. No, money does not bring happiness. Yes, money does bring happiness. So it is not about the money. What brings happiness is living your life according to what is of importance to you,
Okay.
living your passion, bringing and making a difference in the world, feeling that you fulfill your purpose, feeling fulfilled, feeling meaningful, and if money is needed for that, then the money contributes to the happiness. And of course, money can also make you deeply unhappy because if you don't have it, how do you sleep at night? What are
It's
your
so
stress
tricky.
levels?
So, Ilze, are you saying yes and no?
I say yes and no. Do not think that money is the only thing that can bring you happiness. That is a nice fantasy, and you will wake up with a big nightmare and see, even when you have created all the money, and it is empty, you are just doing it to live a life like what you've seen there. And there's not meaning and purpose and fulfillment in your life, and you are not making a difference to your own life and the life of others, you're not going to be happy.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Yes and no. Do you guys sort of agree with the reasoning? You guys agree with the reasoning? I don't know about you, Ilze, but I remember last year I went through a breakup. It was terrible. But one thing that made me feel better was shopping. So buying some sneakers, you know, going to the store and I'd just put my foot there and I'd look at it and be like, I feel really good. So this idea of retail therapy, does it work? Because I'm sure you've gone and you bought like a purse or whatever, and then you feel real good. You know, you're like, okay, I know I can wear this at this event, and I'm gonna look really good here. What is it about retail therapy? Is it a thing? Is it? I'm confused because I'm one of the people that do it. So I'll be very honest.
Okay, right. Retail therapy does work. Very, very short term. As you are in the shop and you are trying on the shoes and you are taking out your money or your credit card, you pay for it, and then it stops. Because it's a thirst and a hunger that you cannot fill. And also retail therapy is only working for you if you have extra cash available to do it. If you don't, you're shooting yourself in your own foot and you are going to become depressed and down, thinking, I have spent more, I have more accounts to pay at the end of the month, and then it's definitely a big no.
A big no. How many of you guys have done retail therapy? It doesn't even have to be serious. You're feeling down, so you bought a quarter. You're like, yeah, I'm not happy today. They've done this. I'm buying a quarter today. I don't care whether I have the money or not. We've all done it before. So I'm not the only one. Why are you guys making me feel like I'm alone? You guys laughing, you're making me feel like I'm alone. Right, but can we go to slide 3, yeah? All right, so Ilze, this idea of money and emotions, what I traditionally know is making decisions based on emotions is always a bad thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know if you know Warren Buffett. He's one of the most wealthiest men in the world. And he has been quoted many, many times for his saying, if you cannot control your emotions about money, you cannot get to control your money. So money is a highly emotional thing. If you have enough, your emotions feel happy and satisfied. If you don't have enough, you feel depressed and down and unsuccessful. But it's not about that. It is about understanding that your emotions are giving you feedback. What your relationship is with money, it is all about a relationship. So if you look at money as a person, and we use the metaphor, money is a person, and you are now developing a relationship with this person called money. How much time are you spending getting to know money better? How much time are you spending on money to make money feel good about being with you? How much time are you thinking about money? How much time are you focusing on this person called money? Because the more you do that, if you see money as if it is a person. When I met my husband and he was my boyfriend, I really wanted to focus on him a lot. I think about him a lot. I studied him. I wanted to understand him more. I wanted to know more and more about him. And I wanted to really look after him. And therefore, he decided to stay with me and marry me. And that is how money works. If you court money, and you build a very healthy, a beautiful, caring relationship with money. And one of the ways I care for my money is I have a savings account. And I budget. I show money. I look after you. And I make sure I grow my share portfolio. I show money. I care for you. I want you to stay with me for a long time. I don't want to divorce you. I don't want you to break up with me. So think of money as a person. And think if this is a person you really want to have a long-term relationship with, what are you willing to invest in that? And that is how you also get to control your emotions about money. Because if you think money is just for the other people and not for you, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how poor you are. It is what you decide you want for your life.
Wow, that's beautiful. I've actually never thought about money as a person because it now makes a lot of sense. If you're going through debt, that means you've had a poor relationship with your money. You've been ignoring your money. You've been blue ticking your money. And now that you're in trouble, you want your money back? It makes quite a lot of sense that you'd see it as a person.
And then money says, I don't want to go back to you. You don't look after me. I'm going to get another boyfriend or girlfriend.
So, Ilze, clearly then your definition of wealth is very different to our definition of wealth. So how do we go about then building that positive relationship with our money? So what are the characteristics and the mindsets that a person who builds wealth has?
Okay, I have put the most important pointers for you on this slide. Wealth comes from the old Welsh word that means well-being and prosperity. So wealth is not just about money. Wealth is, first of all, you must have the burning desire to have money in your life, not only for spending. Because if I want my husband in my life only for me to enjoy him, he's not going to just want to stay with me because it's just absolutely one-sided. But if you have a burning desire to have it and that you are going to look after it, you invite money into your life. The second thing is have a growth mindset. You have spoken with Warren about that. It's so many times mentioned it. Invest in your mind. Read about it. Listen to the radio. Watch YouTube clips. Read blogs. Go onto Instagram. Follow all the social media of the Youth Money Circle. He posts beautiful, wonderful tips on an almost daily basis, I see. So decide for yourself, I am going to use the power of my mind and I'm going to enrich my mind. It starts with a decision. And if you then show money, I am going to put a lot of my mind time and my mind focus on you because I'm going to read about you and learn about you. You growing your mind. And then the next one is to focus on service. Decide what it is that you want to bring as a service to the world. And if you find that, it is so important that you must love what you do and do what you love. So find out what you love doing. Find out what it is that you would love to bring as a service and see how you can make money from that. Don't just find a job. It is your birthright to love what you do and do what you love. I have done what I'm doing for more than 30 years. I have not worked one day. Do you know why I say I'm not worked one day? It's not work. I love what I do. And every client and I see in every group I speak to, I feel incredibly privileged. I feel so honored to be with you here today. Many of you are the ages of my children. My oldest child is 32. My youngest is 17. I have a granddaughter that turned 1 yesterday. And you know what I said to my mom? Open a tax-free savings account. Because if you have invested that 30,000 over 15 years, that is how long it takes for a tax-free savings account. When my granddaughter, her name is Layla, is in her last year of school, she has R500,000 to go and study. Oh. And that is her parents putting 30,000 rand in a tax-free savings account for the next 15 years. Where do you think she will be able to go and study? I mean, the world is her oyster because her parents made the right decision and want and focus on the service that they bring to their child. Then the next one, become a financial genius. A financial genius is one who learn. When Warren talks about easy equities, what is that? Go spit in your website, easyequities.coza. They bring so many teaching material there. You can go and start to buy shares for 10 rand. That is a share of a share. A share of a share of a share of a share. But you can start like that. read blogs. I don't want to repeat myself. Put an energy and attention and focus on using this clever thing here in your head to go and learn about money. And then it is so important for you to form meaningful relationships. Do you know that Harvard did a study where they followed men over 50 years to see what is the biggest contributing factor that brings happiness and life fulfillment to men. Do you know what they found? Not how much money they made, not how many big businesses they built. The number one contributing factor to life satisfaction is your relationship with your life partner. And it is in that choice with meaningful relationships that you keep your money as well, because divorces do.
Very expensive.
It's very, very expensive. You halve your money every time. And then the last one is look after your body. Make sure you have physical health and vitality. Your body is your vehicle to bring your service to the world. If you're not healthy, doesn't matter how much money you have, you cannot serve the world. And those are, for me, really the roadmap to well-being, financial well-being and general well-being in life.
So that's a very different definition to wealth. And I think when you look at those things, burning desire, growth mindset, focus on service, financial genius, meaningful relationships, and physical health, then the question of whether money can buy you happiness or not is a yes and a no. Because it's not only based on the physical, it's now based on all these things that need to be there. Do you have any questions from you guys? Are we good? You letting it all sink in? Or we have one question here in the front.
Morning. I think I really appreciate the fact that you are a psychologist. So when you speak about wealth, you understand that it's not just about the paycheck at the end of the day or your number. And the point that you bring up that says focus on service. Would you then suggest to a person who's spent 4 years in university, entered the world of work, and has halfway made it up the organizational ranks, to then quit the job and do what they actually want to do?
It will be very unwise to just go and quit the job. Build a bridge. Do not do knee-jerk reactions. Don't give up on what you have, and first build a road to do what you want. And maybe it's your 2-year vision, and say, in 2 years, I'm going to be there. And I'm still going to talk a lot about that. It's about the action steps. I know in 2 years I want to go and open my own business, but what I will do on a daily basis, step 1, step 2, and I build the bridge.
I love that. Can she keep the book? Because I really, really like that question.
Oh, yes, of course.
I like that question because I think there's a lot of us that are in situations that we don't want to be in, but it's just because of circumstances. And it becomes very difficult to leave that situation.
Do you know what? Don't buy into that. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. You have the birthright to do what you love. And I must say that there are many times I have done things I don't like, but it was a stepping stone to help me to get certain what I want. And also, I look back at it and say, I'm so glad I did it, because it equipped me to get closer to living the dream that I want to do as my service.
Which I absolutely love. We're going to come back to you now, up there. Ilze, what would you say is financial intelligence? Because I've heard people talk about emotional intelligence, and now there's financial intelligence. What is that?
Well, do you know who Einstein was?
Yes.
You have all learned about his laws. Pardon me, I think of Newton now. But Einstein has been a very, very influential person who brought us amazing insights in physics, science, and in philosophy. And he calls compound interest the 8th wonder of the world. And that compound interest is your money making babies. That is when you have money in a savings account, in a money market account, and it makes you maybe 5%. Capitec has lovely interest rates as well. And while you're sleeping at night, your money makes money. That is compound interest. And Warren has spoken a lot about that. That is financial intelligence. Let your money grow in income-generating assets, whether it's in savings, whether it is in stocks, or in South Africa call it shares, whether it is in buying livestock and let them generate an income for you, whether it is a second property that you buy and you rent it out. That is all compound interest. That is financial intelligence. Let your money work for you. And even when you're a high school student and you open an easy equities account for you for free, and you start to buy shares, and they teach you how to do it. They have lots of blogs and YouTube clips to follow as well. And you buy 25 Rand shares. Those 25 Rand shares start to make babies at night. And those babies are called money.
Ilze, I know you've developed something called the Wisdom of Wealth model. Can you just tell us a bit about this model?
Well, there is a very worldwide research that's been done that only 1 to 3% of the world population will make enough money that they will become financially independent and financially free. And you've heard now what financial freedom is. But these are the steps that I truly believe that when you follow this, you will end up fulfilling your life purpose, your life vision, your dreams, and you will be wealthy and financially free or independent. Now, W stands for develop and grow your wealth in all areas of your life. Grow your spirituality. Your spirituality is your religion, but it's also your purpose that you have, why you are here, what your vision is for your life, what you are passionate about. Develop your mind. Grow your mind. Learn. Don't ever stop learning. Also, discover what it is that you really want to do to offer as a service. Get yourself empowered financially. Grow great relationships with your family, your friends, and look after your body. Those are the wealth areas of your life. So the W for wisdom stands for develop your wealth. The I is live your inspired life and have certainty of your vision. And I want to give you a tip. In number 1, and please take a photo of this slide. Or you're welcome to also
share it as well.
Share this with them. Cool. There are the 7 areas of life: spiritual, mental, vocational. Vocational means your career. Financial, family, social, and physical. Go and write down a vision for your life in each of those 7 areas. When you do that, you have created a comprehensive, all-inclusive vision that you wish to fulfill with your life. Then number 3, deliver your service that you want, and as I say it again, do what you love and love what you do. And then number 4, know your burning desires, know what your goals are, know what your dreams are. Write down in 1 year from today, the end of July 2020, in all 7 areas of life, what would you wish for your life to look like? Please do not write fantasies. And don't say, in 1 year from now, I want to be a millionaire. You've heard it takes up to 8 years. Okay. But say, I want to have, in 1 year from now, I want to have opened my savings account, and I want to have started with some kind of share portfolio with Satrix or with easy equities. That is putting down my dreams, my goal, my burning desires. Write it down for yourself. Then number 5 is outline your action steps. The physical universe applauds action, not thought. It doesn't matter how much you think, how many wonderful ideas you have in your mind. If you do not take action, it's worth nothing. It is all about actions. And when you've written down what you see your vision is for your life, and you see in all 7 areas, and you see where you want it to be in 1 year, and write it maybe in 5 years. Now you go and sit down and you write down, what are my actions I'm willing to take daily? Small action steps. Write them down and take action. It can be as an action, I'm going to read 1 article about relationships a week. I'm going to follow Money Youth Circle on social media 4 times a week. Those are action steps. I am going to start to watch what I'm eating more regularly. That's an action step. I'm going to look after my friendships and know that I have wealth in friendships as well, and invest in the wealth of my friendships with my friends and my family members. Those are action steps. I'm talking about very practical
Things that you can do.
And then the last one is focus on your mastery. Invest in empowering yourself and in your own self-mastery in all 7 areas of life, because true, authentic wealth creation is a lifelong, dedicated, action-driven journey towards reaching your heart's desire to create wealth for a higher purpose. And that higher purpose is very much in all 7 areas of life.
Cool stuff. So we're going to take 2 quick questions just before we wrap things up. I know there was a gentleman there at the back. Yeah.
Give this book as well.
Hi, ma'am. How you opened your talk reminded me that by the age of 15, I was already heartbroken 6 times. By 19, I decided I wanted to retire from dating. And now I'm in my mid-20s, but I'm still giving it a try. So I'm wondering, because now relationships are heartbreaking, man. But they're worth it, so we still want to build meaningful relationships. So with money, it sounds more interesting somehow. I'm just there wondering when I tell her about my feelings and all that, but it's risky. So how do I channel my mindset into thinking that even if I don't have such faith in relationships as when I started, but I still believe they can work out? How do I channel my mindset to a point that I'm giving it my all? I want it to work out. I don't want it to be as disastrous as when I started.
I love your question, and I want you to keep my book. I love your question. So first of all, every time you have a relationship with a girl and it doesn't work and your heart is breaking, you learn more what you want. And the more you know what you don't want because it's not working, the more you learn what you want. And the more certain you are what you want, the more you find that one. Do not give up. And I'm very happy to hear that you have not been in a committed relationship at your young age. Please wait. I said to my children, first build up your first million before you marry. So I want to give you a very, very important tip. And if you take this to heart, and you go and take action on it, your relationship with money or your relationship with the opposite sex or with finding someone will change. Go and write down 200 benefits for me, and I'm not talking for Ilze, for you. 200 benefits for me when I build up wealth. 200 benefits for me when I make money and I grow my money. It's the same thing as wealth. And if you really want to change the way you look at relationships with the opposite sex, 200 benefits for me to find the right person. And when you do that, your brain forms new neurological pathways. The way that you look at life start to change. And all of a sudden, you see the girl appearing in front of you because you know for certainty what you want. And secondly, you can see all the benefits for you to have that person in your life, whether it is a girl or whether it's that one called money. Okay. 200 benefits to have it.
So somebody on that side has been flagging me. Can we get a mic there? I feel like I've not been showing them love there. Can we get a mic down there?
Cool, thank you so much. My question to you is, what is the difference between someone who's rich and someone who's wealthy? And my second part of the question, oh, did you hear that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and
I was looking to see, where are you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then my second part of the question is the money culture. I have a couple of Jewish friends, and none of them are broke. It's not about them being investors or participating in the whole savings culture. But for me, it's network is your net worth kind of thing. So I'd just like to know what is your opinion about those two. Thank you.
For me, to be rich or wealthy, those are just two semantic words. Wealth for me is to have wealth in all areas of life. Rich is to have money. And I rather want to be wealthy than just rich. Then you say your net worth equals the people that you know equals your net worth. I say your self-worth equals your net worth. Your self-worth equals your net worth.
Yes. Amen to that.
So the more you believe in yourself, the more you know that you are here to make a difference, the more your story, where you're coming from, is taking you on your way to where you want to go to. That helps you to increase your self-confidence, your self-worth, and your self-value. Do not tell yourself stories of victimness. Tell yourself stories of I am worthy. And yes, cultures, the Jewish people stand together. They stand together. They are helping each other. The Indians do the same. They are forming cultures of businesses. So why can't we, in our cultures, do the same? It is also about who you surround yourself with. And be that inspiring person that you become the honey that the bees want to fly to because you are so inspiring and people want to be close to you. They want to associate with you. And I do believe, I've got a different viewpoint than Warren. I believe I want to look my best. I dress to look successful because that is a message I give out. I give out, I believe in myself. I give out that I am successful because I love what I do. I believe that it's so important to have a service that makes a difference, and therefore I get paid. And I now believe that the money I get in fair exchange, because I deliver a service, I look after my relationship with money. I'm not a spender. I don't go and shop. Retail therapy is not the way I make myself feel better. I make myself feel better by using my mind.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So Ilze, can you just tell us a bit about Moments of Grace?
Well, I have started with an outreach. Once a month, I am doing a 2.5-hour session where I help people to use the power of their minds to shift the perceptions around their challenges in their lives. and it's free. The venue that I'm using is here in Woodmead, and they just ask a 50 rand. So all I ask is a 50 rand cash that I can just hand it over to them at the end of the 2.5 hours. You can find all this information on my social media, Ilze Alberts. It's also on my website. So if you're ever interested to come and check it out, you are most welcome. Just have to book because I take just 10 people. And then I also have 2
workshops.
A workshop and a seminar. Can you just do the next one, please? The next slide. I have a financial mastery workshop. On Friday morning, I presented this workshop to 10 young entrepreneurs. They all have in Soweto, Diepsloot, what was the other one? I can't remember now. They have teaching hubs where they teach students Microsoft skills. And I did this 4-hour workshop with them to help them to gain financial mastery. I do offer it from time to time. I didn't put dates here yet because I do it often. And if you are on my social media or on my database, you'll get the information of that. And then the last one is a 2-day workshop, a seminar if you really, really, really want to go in depth in how do you want to light the torch and pass the torch to your next generations, and by you making meaningful money. And that are all the areas. And what I cover, I just go back for me. This is my book. It was internationally published last year in New York by Wiley and Bloomberg. I was so honored. Here I am, this small woman from the South Point of Africa. And my book got published internationally. So.
Fantastic.
So the 2-day seminar is all based on the content of the book, and 2 of you got this book today. It is an investment in yourself to also read a book like this. My book is available. I'm going to leave, but you will send all the information
Everything
out
I'll
to
send
them.
out.
Okay.
And those are the booking details. If you'd like to speak to her, you'd like to communicate with her and stuff. So you guys are good? You guys are happy? The one thing that I've picked up from both speakers is that you need to have a vision and you need to hold your vision. So when people want you to take an off-ramp for whatever reason, you need to keep on your vision, your financial vision, your vision to make yourself happy, and personalize your money. So guys, we're gonna have a little bit of a break, have something to eat. There's some slush, there's some popcorn, there's some finger foods. Eat, interact, talk to other people, and then we're gonna come back and wrap things up with 2 more speakers, yeah? We good? All right, cool stuff. Let's get something to eat. DJ.